Hey guys, the last time you saw me, it was pouring down rain during my walk. It was pouring down rain, but look at it now. Look at it now. It is beautiful. It is beautiful. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. That is God's work. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And it's all good. It is all good. So I am out here trying to get my steps in, taking a little break from my desk, and I'm like, okay, D, lace up those shoes. Lace up those shoes and get that body moving right along. You know, guys, I like you guys to see the other side of me. You know, I am like really kind of goofy by nature. You know, that's just me. I am a happy, bubbly person just by nature, you know. So I like for you guys to see that side of me. And then you see the serious side of me, you know, when I'm doing my little devotion time, you know, so I enjoy that. But also, even with that, we can still laugh but also be serious at the same time. But yeah, I just like people to know that I'm just like the next person. I'm just like the next person, working like the next person, striving to be better than I was yesterday, the day before. You know, we're all just trying to make it day by day, right? Right. We all have goals that we're trying to accomplish. We're all on a mission. We all have assignments, and we're just trying to make it happen. So we might as well just love on each other while we do it, right? Yesterday I was at a session. It's called Crime Prevention for the Youth. It's a program. And I was shocked by some of the information that was shared at the table. They were talking about, you know, gangs and how girls are now leading the gangs. And I was just astonished at that information. And I was like, wow, the world is really changing. Well, the world has changed. It has changed. And you know, this program, they promote mentorship and giving kids the tools that they need for, as you know, trying to get employed, having the right skill sets, getting into schools if they want to. So I was just really excited to be a part of that conversation and at the table. But like I said, some of the information they were sharing, it really alarmed me. And, you know, they were just talking about how our kids are just angry. And they are. You notice how some of these kids, they just have an attitude. And you're like, what are you so mad about? You're living home with your parents. They are paying the bills. They have given you cell phones, iPads. You know, they've just made it so easy for you. And you're still not satisfied. You're still not happy. But then there's a flip side to that, because some children are, you know, not in a good environment. You know, some children are hungry. And like they were saying, that make them angry. You know, they can't go and do proper testing because they're hungry. Can you imagine being hungry? Can you? I am so fortunate enough that I've never experienced that. I didn't come from a home with money, but let me tell you, my mama and grandmama, we never missed a meal. For one, we had a garden, and we can always go to the garden and get our food. But yeah, we ate real good, real good. So may not have always had monetary, but we had the necessities. We had the necessities, and I am so grateful and thankful for that. And that's why I am quick to always want to, you know, give to others. Give to others. You know, everybody does not have, you know, and I'll tell you in a minute, I'm not rich, but I can still share. I can still find something that I can give, you know. You can always find one person you can bless. One person. It just takes one. Sometimes you're able to bless more than one, you know. So I just think that is a blessing in itself. But yeah, we really got to pray for our kids, and we got to give them direction. But we're at a day and time where people are afraid to say something to people's kids because, people get an attitude. When I was growing up, the neighbors could whip us. They could chastise us. They could tell us, you better get back home. You better get back on your street. What are you doing out here? Where are you going? But these days, you better not say anything to people's kids. My cousin, she was in the school system for years. A lot of my family on my mother's side, they're educators. So always hearing about, those types of stories. And my cousin told the story one day about she had taken some headphones from a young man. And she said, of course, the child was alarmed, was really upset about that. And she said she was sitting there at her desk grading papers. And her desk was next to a window. And she said she saw this young lady pull up in a very nice vehicle, nicely dressed. And she said she thought to herself, she was like, oh, she looks real nice today. Not knowing that was the son's mother who was coming in to see her. Okay? Yeah, she said that lady gave her a full ear. And she said that lady used all type of profanity you could think of. And she said she was just taking bites. She said, for one, mother to mother, she would have never expected that. Woman to woman, she would have never expected that. And then the fact that the child was also still in the classroom. And she was just like taken back. And she was like, I got to get out of this school system. And she stayed in the school system for some years. I want to say about at least 13 to 14 years before she moved over into the media, where she was like in the library. And now she's totally left the school system. But she said she would be open to going back again as long as she's not in a classroom setting. But yeah, teachers, they have it hard. They have it hard. And I know all parents aren't like that. It's always that low percentage. And that's just enough to make, the teachers feel some type of way. Because you don't want to be taught to when you are pouring into someone else's child and you don't think enough of them to say, you know what, I'll talk to my child about that. So, yeah, guys, we really got to continue to pray for our kids. And, you see a child doing something, speak up. You don't have to try to be their parent, but speak up. Baby, you going down the wrong path. Baby, pull your pants up. Young lady, have some respect, some values. Boy, we got to get back. We got to get back to the foundation. Everybody's thinking about themselves. That's the type of world we're living in. I would want someone to tell my kids, hey, get it right. My husband, he is so funny. He seen one of the little boys doing something, and he mentioned to me, he said, yeah, I saw his mom, and I told his mom, hey, I saw such and such and such. He said, I said, you was a tattletale. He said, I sure was. I was a snitch that day. He said, because I don't want anything to happen to him. He says, anything could happen to him. And people can say X, Y, and Z. So I want his mom to be full aware. And he said, and I know his daddy doesn't play. He said, I didn't see his dad. I saw his mom. So I told his mom. But hey, we got to be snitches. Yeah, we got to be snitches. It's okay. It's okay. Because we want to see our kids succeed. And when I say, I mean all kids. All kids. They're all our children. They're all our children. So we got to be praying for them. We got to be pushing them. This is going to be our next generation, for as who are we going to be crowning next? Our next president, our next senators, our doctors. These are going to be the people that are going to be in the courtroom. So we gotta push them in the right direction and just be there for them. Give them a good word. We don't have to always, tell them, beat them down. Just tell them, hey, just think about what you're doing. What do you want to do? We need to be encouraging them. They need to hear. Believe it or not, some kids never hear I love you, right? Because everybody didn't come from that I love you family. I know I didn't. My family I knew I was loved, but that wasn't something that was just spoken around our house all the time. It was shown, but words matter. Words matter. So that's important. Well, guys, it is hot out here. I got to find my way back home. Oh, I done started sweating. So, yeah. So I just wanted to kind of check in, let you guys know that it's pretty outside. It's hot. It's amazing. This Florida weather is something else. Okay. Now, it stormed last night. It started raining around 3 o'clock, and it just continued all through the night. So yeah. All right, guys, I'll touch base with you guys soon. I hope the rest of your day is amazing. Get out and get some exercise. I don't care what you do. And walk into the refrigerator does not count. Bye.